There are moments in life when everything falls apart, when we lose everything we've worked for, or even the person we love most. We may be looking back, holding on to the past, hoping they will return. This story will show you why true healing begins when you move on and take even one small step forward. Small town, there lives a young man named David. David is a very hard-working and diligent person. A man once known for his bold ideas and restless ambition. He believes that if you work hard enough, nothing is impossible. With this conviction, he builds a business from the ground to the top. Sleepless nights, endless effort. So much sacrifices he made. For a while, it pays off. His name carries weight. His voice commands respect, and his dream seems unstoppable. But success is fragile. One storm can undo years of effort. A few wrong decisions lead to debts he cannot escape. A trusted partner betrays him. Opportunities he once counted on vanish overnight. Slowly, what was once thriving begins to crumble. And this is life's first hard truth. Your effort is never wasted, but your effort does not make you invincible. David's business collapses. The people who once gathered to celebrate him now whisper about his failure. Streets that once felt like a stage now feel like a courtroom, where every passerby carries silent judgment. And here's another truth many discover too late. The world rarely remembers how hard you tried, it only remembers where you fell. Yet David does not let go. Every morning, he walks past the old office building. The sign that once bore his company's name has been replaced, but he stands there staring at the doors, as though they might reopen to the life he lost. In his mind, he replays the past, the sound of employees working, the ringing of phones, the laughter that filled the halls. Memories feel louder than the present. And isn't this what many of us do? We return to the ruins, hoping they will give us back the life they once held. But ruins never rebuild themselves. They only remind you of what is gone. At night, David scrolls through old files, contracts and plans. He reads numbers that no longer matter, convinced that if he just looks long enough, he might find the mistake, the single decision that destroyed everything. But looking back never fixes forward. Reflection can teach you, but it cannot rescue you. Still, David clings to the past. Inside, he whispers, "Maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can start again right here." But his silence knows the truth. What broke you is not the thing that will heal you. David is a man at war with himself. By day, he walks through the town with his head low. By night, he lies awake staring at the ceiling. His thoughts circle endlessly around one truth he refuses to accept. He has failed. And failure has a voice. It whispers in his mind, "You are not enough. You ruined everything. You will never rise again." This is the cruelty of failure. It doesn't just take what you built. It tries to take who you are. David begins avoiding people. The friends who once celebrated his victories now only remind him of his losses. Every handshake feels heavy with pity. Every smile feels false. He spends more time alone, replaying his mistakes, chaining himself to the what-ifs. What if I didn't trust him? What if I made a different decision? What if I walked away sooner? But what if is a prison? It locks you in a past you cannot change, while the present passes you by. One morning, David walks past a small shop on the edge of town. The owner, an older man, is sweeping the steps, whistling as he works. David stops for a moment, watching him. The shop is not large, not rich, not famous, yet the man carries himself with peace. And David wonders, how can someone with so little seem happier than me, who once had so much? And here lies another truth. Peace is not found in what you own, but in what you choose to carry. Days turn to weeks. David keeps circling the same places, his old office, the cafe where deals were made, the streets where people once greeted him with respect. He avoids new paths, clinging to the old. This is the trap many fall into. We keep walking in circles, thinking familiarity will comfort us, when in reality it chains us. One afternoon, As he stands in front of the old office again, a young man passes by and asks, "Why do you always come here?" David is caught off guard. He shrugs, forcing a smile. "This place, it used to be mine." The boy looks at him and replies, "If it broke you, why do you keep standing in it?" The words cut deep, simple but sharp. And David realizes, sometimes truth doesn't come from the wise, but from the unexpected. Because that's life. The reminders we need most often come from voices we least expect. That night, David cannot sleep. He thinks about the boy's words. Why do you keep standing in it? He feels anger rise in him. He doesn't understand what I've lost. But behind the anger there is silence, and in that silence, truth. He is still standing in the place of his breaking, waiting for it to heal him. But broken places do not heal, they only hold scars. And that's the hard truth. Life will not fix you where it broke you. Healing demands movement. Healing demands forward. Yet David is not ready. He tries to start small. He sits at his desk, notebook open, attempting to sketch new ideas, new ventures, but the page stays blank. His pen hovers, then drops. Fear grips him. What if I fail again? What if people laugh again? What if I am truly not enough? This is how fear works. It convinces you that trying again is more dangerous than staying stuck. So David closes the notebook. He returns to the cycle of staring at old contracts, walking past old buildings, living in old memories. He is alive, but not living. And isn't that the danger many of us face? To keep breathing, yet stop moving. To exist in the shell of yesterday, while the future waits untouched. One evening, rain falls hard across the town. David stands under the roof of a closed shop, watching the water hit the streets. He sees people rushing, running, moving forward despite the storm. But he stays rooted in place, frozen. And for the first time, he admits to himself, I am not moving, I am stuck. That is the turning point, because healing begins not when you are strong, but when you are honest. You cannot rise until you admit you have stopped walking. The rain has stopped, but David still stands there, rooted beneath the shop roof, staring at the empty streets. For the first time, he admits it. I am stuck. And here is a truth many never reach. Healing begins the moment you stop pretending. As long as you hide behind excuses, progress cannot find you. The next morning, David visits an old neighbor, Mr. Elias, a retired teacher known in the town for his wisdom. Elias is sitting outside, tending to his small garden. His hands rough with soil, but his face calm. David greets him quietly. I don't know why I'm here, he mutters, lowering himself onto the wooden bench beside the old man. Elias looks at him, then back at the flowers. Sometimes you don't come because you know. You come because you're lost. David sighs, his voice is heavy. I failed. I built something I thought would last forever, but it collapsed. I can't let go of it, I keep going back. The old man leans on his cane, his eyes sharpen. Tell me, David, if a glass shatters in your hand, do you keep holding it, hoping the pieces will come back together? Or do you let it go before it cuts you deeper? David stares at the ground. The answer is clear, yet he feels the weight of resistance inside. And Elias continues, that office, that business, that name, it broke. You're still holding the pieces, and until you let go, you will keep bleeding. In that moment, David understands something he has ignored for months. Holding on to broken places doesn't keep them alive. It only keeps you wounded. He whispers, but if I let go, what do I have left? Elias smiles faintly. You have yourself. And that is where rebuilding begins. This is the lesson David never saw before. You are always worth more than what you lost. The days that follow are not easy, but they are different. Instead of walking past the old office, David chooses a new route. He feels the ache to look back, but he forces himself forward. And here is the truth. Change begins with the smallest steps, even when they hurt. He cleans his desk, throwing away stacks of old contracts and balance sheets. Each page feels like part of his identity, but as the papers hit the trash, he feels lighter. Because here is the principle: letting go is not weakness, it is making space for new strength. David begins journaling. At first, the words are broken: anger, regret, self-blame, but slowly new sentences appear. I am still alive. I still have time. I can try again. David's steps are different now. He no longer lingers at the ruins of his past. Each day, he chooses to walk new roads. And slowly, those roads begin to lead him somewhere unexpected. At first, he takes on small work, helping local shopkeepers, advising younger men with their ventures. His pride whispers, "This is beneath you. You once led dozens, now you serve in shadows." But he ignores that voice. And here lies a hidden truth. Rebirth often begins in humility, not glory. Months pass. The small tasks teach him discipline again. The younger men he mentors begin to trust his wisdom. People start to seek his advice, not because he is the man who once succeeded, but because he is now the man who understands. David begins to notice opportunities, small sparks others overlook. He sees a gap in the town, a need for a service no one has thought to provide. He sketches it out, plans carefully, and this time he builds differently. He no longer chases size or applause. Instead, he focuses on strength, sustainability, and purpose, because this is what failure has taught him. Success without wisdom collapses, but success built on lessons endures. The new venture begins modestly: a rented office, a handful of workers, a slow trickle of clients, but it grows. Not overnight, not like before, but steadily, like roots beneath the soil. David feels a familiar fire return, but this time it is tempered. He no longer sees success as proof of his worth. He sees it as a tool to serve, to create, to give back. And that is the greater transformation. True success is not about proving others wrong, but about living true to yourself. Years later, the townspeople no longer whisper about his failure. They speak of his resilience, his ability to rise again. They tell their children, David is the man who fell, but he refused to stay down. And David himself finally understands. His story was never about the fall, it was about the rise. He stands in his new office one evening, looking out at the sunset. The air feels lighter, his chest no longer heavy. He knows he carries scars, but they no longer ache. They remind him only of where he has been and of how far he has come. He whispers to himself, not in doubt this time, but in quiet certainty, I am not what I lost, I am what I chose to rebuild. And with that, David's story finds its rebirth. David's story is not just about one man, it is about all of us, because in one way or another, each of us will face the moment where life breaks us. And in those moments, we are faced with the same decision David had to make. Do I stay where I fell, or do I rise and rebuild? The moral lessons. Number 1, don't stay where you were broken. When something shatters in your life, the instinct is to return, to hold the pieces, to believe you can put them back together. But broken places do not heal you. They only remind you of what you lost. Healing begins the moment you walk forward, not when you keep circling the ruins. Number 2, small steps create big transformations. David did not rebuild his life in a day. It started with new routes, small jobs, conversations with strangers, journaling his thoughts. It felt insignificant, yet each step became a stone in the bridge that carried him forward. Do not underestimate the power of consistent small steps. They carry you farther than one giant leap you're too afraid to take. Number 3, humility is the foundation of rebirth. Pride told David he was too important for small beginnings. But when he embraced humility, he found purpose again. Rebirth is not glamorous. It begins in humility, discipline, and service. Number 4, failure is a teacher, not a verdict. David's first business collapse was not the end of his story. It was the classroom that taught him how to build stronger the second time. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the tuition you pay for wisdom. Number 5, scars are proof you survived. David carried scars, betrayal, shame, loss, but scars are not open wounds. They are reminders that pain came, but it did not win. Do not hide your scars. They are not proof of weakness, but of survival. Number 6. Your worth is greater than your losses. For a long time, David tied his identity to what he owned and what he built. When it collapsed, he thought he had collapsed, but he discovered his worth was never in his business. It was in his character. You are not what you lost. You are what you choose to rebuild. Number 7. True success serves, not just shines. David's second business was not about applause or titles. It was about creating value, serving his community, and living with peace. That is why it endured. Build not to impress, but to impact. Success that serves will always outlast success that shines. Number 8. The final lesson. The end of a chapter is not the end of the book. David thought his story ended when his business collapsed, but it was only a chapter, and the next chapter was greater because of the lessons of the last. Your past does not cancel your future. Every ending is a doorway to a new beginning. So wherever you are right now, whether you're standing in the ruins of failure, betrayal, loss, or rejection, remember David's story. Don't stay where you were broken. Don't keep waiting for the past to return. Don't mistake scars for chains, because life has more for you. The story is not finished. The page is not closed. And the same way David rebuilt, so can you. You are stronger than your failure. You are bigger than your pain. And your future holds more than your past could ever contain. If you found this story interesting, give us a like. Write in the comment what you learned today. Don't forget to subscribe. We will meet again.